Hey guys, so I'm just testing out the stream here. I'm in DFW Airport. And I'm en route to Florida right now. Hold on. On my way to Florida right now, and I think I've got this figured out. I'm streaming to YouTube, Facebook, and the Radar Omega app all at the same time here. Hello, Diz Jake. Hold on a second. We'll look at some data here in a minute. All right, guys, here we go. This is working. Hold on 1 second. All right, so right now we've got Tropical Storm Idalia, which is in the Caribbean, just to the east of Cancun right now. About to enter the Gulf of Mexico here. We're looking on the Radar Omega app here. You can see its forecast. First Category 1 hurricane here overnight. It should become a Category 1 hurricane overnight. Eventually to a major hurricane, Category 3 hurricane at landfall. Projected path has it here in the Big Bend region of Florida. Tallahassee is up here. And then we've got Tampa down here, Tallahassee here, Tampa down here. So basically about halfway between Tallahassee and Tampa along the coast here. And I am flying into Tallahassee tonight. Probably stay the night here in Tallahassee, and I have hotels booked here, and about right here along the coast, depending on where this thing comes ashore. Down here. And I've also even got a hotel here in Chiefland, Florida, so got some options. But this area of Florida here is very much just like coastal marsh. Not a lot of infrastructure along here. Show you guys here. Hold on. We'll go to maps here. Google Maps.
Due to TSA regulations, all individuals must maintain control of their company, including carrying on in-check baggage, to avoid transporting items without their knowledge.
So here we go. You got the Big Bend Seagrass Aquatic Preserve. There's just a bunch of national, like my wildlife.
I want to invite you to visit the South. We're proud of our city, everything it has to offer. You'll love our incredible restaurants, our vibrant neighborhoods, our lively arts and culture scene, and some of the best shopping options in the world. If you're just passing through, come back and spend some time with us. We'd love to see you again. And if you're from around here, welcome home. And to everyone, thank you for choosing to travel through DFW International.
Fireball is going to play 35-60 to Brownsville. That would be 3 Bravo, 3 Brownsville. This is a final boarding call. Flight 3816 to Harlingen out of gate B34. This is a final boarding call for flight 3816 to Harlingen out of gate Bravo 44.
See how much of a delay here. I gotta take my hat off and test this delay out.
I'm going to turn around the final announcement flight 3560 to Brownsville at B3 Bravo 3. That's the final announcement flight 3560 to Brownsville at B3 Bravo 3 final call.
One, two, three, test. Okay, can you guys hear me? Let me know if you hear. Oh, you can hear me? All right, good. I don't know, I was going through a bunch of data and I don't know how much of that you saw. But we were looking at, hold on, details about tropical storm Idalia right now. Set to be a major hurricane. Making landfall in the Big Bend area of Florida between Tallahassee and Tampa. And you can see National Hurricane Center has this become a hurricane overnight tonight, and not too long. Right now it's tropical storm, but you can see they've got a hurricane marker here. By 1 p.m. tomorrow, it is a hurricane just west of the Florida Keys. As it makes its way to the north, becomes a major hurricane overnight Wednesday. So it's looking actually like it might be a early morning Wednesday landfall now. Looking at maybe a sunrise landfall, which makes it a little easier as a storm chaser to intercept that. Especially since, as I just went over, let's bring up Google Maps and look at the Florida area where this is coming ashore. So Big Bend area here in Florida. As you can see, we zoom in. It's very, very much rural. Not a lot of infrastructure here. You got the Big Bend Seagrasses Aquatic Preserve. Up here is Tallahassee, where we'll be landing at in a few hours. We'll be in Tallahassee. But all along the coast here, not a lot of roads. You see wildlife management areas, state parks, refuges, hurricane warning. You can see hurricane warnings are in effect there along the coast. Big Bend Seagrass Aquatic Preserve. And you've got one highway here, Highway 98, running along the coast. I have a hotel booked in Perry. I have one booked in Chiefland. And I have another one booked in Crystal River. So I have 3 hotels, one on the left-hand edge of the hurricane path, one in the center, and one on the right side. So it comes into here. Depending on where it comes into here, I've got some good options to intercept. Now, you do have a good highway coming in here into Cedar Key. I suspect there'll be a lot of storm chasers here in Cedar Key tomorrow morning. In fact, I may even make my way down there. But then other than that, not a lot of options for intercept. Crystal River, where I have a hotel, is right on the coast, so if it comes down there, and there probably will be bad flooding here. Storm surge predicted by the National Hurricane Center, 8 to 12 feet above ground level. And this is not a high elevation area of Florida here. It's all coastal marshes along here. So you could have surge coming well inland, 10 miles inland. You know, it might come all the way almost to Highway 98. Probably not that far, but we'll probably have flooding as far in as here. Maybe halfway from the coast to Highway 98. But I'll be on a plane here. I'm in Dallas, Fort Worth now. You can see the airport back behind me. I'll be getting on a plane here shortly in a little less than an hour. I'll be boarding. We're taking off around 7 p.m. Land in Tallahassee. I'll get my rental car. I've got a hotel tonight in Tallahassee that I'll stay in. Wake up early in the morning tomorrow. I've got a couple of interviews with Fox and CNN. And then after those interviews, I'll start making my way, honing in on where we're going to make this intercept at along the coast. Hoping I can find a gas can in Tallahassee where I could actually at least have a little bit of extra gas that I'll put in my the trunk of my rental car. Get some food and water, Cliff Bars, really easy food, storm chips, trail mix, stuff like that. And then start honing in on where we're going to make this intercept at. We'll be live streaming through the entire event. As long as I have cell service, I'll be live streaming. And I'll be taking you guys along on the ride for yet again another major hurricane in the Gulf area of the United States, the Gulf Coast area of the United States. Another ice storm, Idalia this time. Last year we had Ian. The year before that we had Ida. We had Irma recently. So these ice storms are very commonly trouble storms. They're big, some frequently, at least recently, have been big, major hurricanes. And that's what it looks like we are going to be having here. We're going to have a major hurricane, Cat 3, winds of 110 plus miles per hour, at least probably a Cat 3. And I would not, we've got Gulf water, Gulf of Mexico water, that's like bath water. Very extremely warm water, and it's something that is kind of unprecedented how warm the water is right now, and that can lead to rapid intensifications. It'll last 4, 5, or 6 hours as the hurricane comes ashore. That thing could jump a category or 2 as it rapidly intensifies into possibly a Cat 4, God forbid a Cat 5, but that is definitely always in the cards. But right now, the National Hurricane Center, I don't want to alarm anyone, but the National Hurricane Center has it as a Cat 3 hurricane, 110 plus mile per hour wind gusts in that hurricane. But again, I've been chasing for a lot of years, and I would not bet against this hurricane bumping up a category or 2 as it comes ashore early Wednesday morning. Well, previously it looked like it was going to be late Tuesday night, maybe into the early Wednesday morning hours, but now looking at the National Hurricane Center forecast, I haven't had any chance to look at models here now. I've been traveling all day, but we could possibly see an early morning now, maybe a sunrise landfall in the Big Bend region of Florida, which would make things much easier for me. It'd be better for you guys. You guys can see what I'm seeing better out there through the live stream. So we will have to see what happens down here in Florida. And as I mentioned, I'm in Dallas right now, and I'll be jumping on a plane here very shortly. We were just vacationing, my wife and I were just vacationing in the Black Hills of South Dakota, and we had to cut the trip a day short, and on the way home back to Manitoba, I got dropped off. Can you guys not hear me? Someone said no audio. Can you guys actually hear me or not? I got dropped off in Bismarck to get on a plane. It's down here. Oh, there's sound on the stream. I hear a stream, so. Yes, the Black Hills are amazing. I love the Black Hills. My favorite place in the United States is the Black Hills. We went and hung out in Custer State Park and did a bunch of hiking. And on the way back to Manitoba, I got dropped off at the Bismarck Airport, flew down here, landed in Dallas just about, I guess, a half an hour ago, maybe 45 minutes ago. And I've got another flight in an hour right over here at this gate that's right next to me here. You can see the airport back here behind me. Planes back there behind me. And I'll be getting on a plane here in an hour, and then we'll be heading to Tallahassee, and I'll pick up my rental car. Hopefully it's a good rental car. Definitely I've got the full insurance on the rental car due to flying debris, possible flooding. But we should get, let's see, the next hurricane forecast. That's the one we were just looking at. Is the 4 p.m. Central Time forecast outlook from the National Hurricane Center. And there will be another one coming out later tonight. And right now we are just a tropical storm, Idalia, but that will become a hurricane tonight. We're gonna get a hurricane tonight. Let's see if I can bring up National Hurricane Center. Of course, you guys can follow me on Twitter. Oh, it's crashed. No, here we go. You guys can follow me on my Twitter page. I'll be posting to Twitter during the chase. It's at Aaron J. Jack on Twitter. And I'm even going to try doing some live streaming on Twitter, but you guys can follow me along there. I'll be live tweeting during the chase. I'll be live streaming on Facebook. I'll be live streaming on YouTube. I'll be live streaming in the Radar Omega app, so make sure you guys catch that. You're not going to miss that. Radar Omega app, it's a good app to use for tracking the radar, the path of the storm. You can see the projected path of the storm in Radar Omega. And I guess that's pretty much it. That's kind of a recap. I was trying to test my streaming solution here out, see if I can make sure I could stream to all 3 services, and it seems to be working. All right. So I gotta get some water. I haven't had any water all day. I've just had coffee and Coke. So I'm gonna get some water, maybe get some dinner here real quick in Dallas Airport, show you guys the airport. This is the gate. I'm gonna go use this bathroom right here real quick. And my gate down over here, gate 42, so. But you guys stay tuned. Maybe I'll live stream later tonight when I get to Tallahassee, do another little live stream. We'll do a little update on what's going on with the hurricane. I expect it'll be a hurricane probably by the time I land, but they won't. I don't think they'll have the new projected cone out yet at that time. It'll come a little bit later tonight. We'll get an upgrade to a hurricane. But I do expect by tomorrow morning, we'll be talking about a Hurricane Idalia. By midday Tuesday tomorrow afternoon, we'll be talking about major Hurricane Idalia and possibly Cat 3 major Hurricane Idalia, and maybe at landfall we'll be intercepting another Cat 4, maybe even Cat 5 hurricane. But again, you should follow the National Hurricane Center. They give the official forecast for the intensity and the path for these hurricanes. But of course, as I dive in more, as we get closer on the plane, I'll probably start looking at more data. Overnight, I'll be looking at more data, and I make my own forecast as well. As last year, chasing Ian, National Hurricane Center was calling for landfall way up north, close to Tampa, and I dismissed that. I thought it was going to come in faster, and it was going to wobble to the right a little bit sooner, a little bit further south, down by Fort Myers to Cape Coral area, and sure enough, that's where we had a major hurricane landfall, Cat 4. I think it was briefly Cat 5. Post tropical season, they reanalyzed things, and actually I believe it became a Cat 5 hurricane briefly before landfall, and we could see that again easily. The last few hours before landfall, it could be a Cat 3, but it could rapidly intensify to a Cat 4 or Cat 5 hurricane. So if you are on the west coast, especially between Tampa, Tallahassee, you should be evacuating already, preparing for a major hurricane to make landfall there. So if you're in Florida, stay safe, and I'll see you guys there. We'll be there in just a few hours. I'll be in Florida, guys. All right, you guys take care. We'll see you at the next stream.